Hello, guys. I'm working on my writing here. Got up this morning, came into school, and thought, okay, what is it that we really do need to focus on before we're ready to start drafting our putting our final copy paper together? So I got my writing out, which you should probably do, and I started reading it. Remember the golden rule of writing? Our golden rule of writing is to think about it, write about it, read it again, and then all of a sudden go back over that. Think, write, read, think, write, read. So I started with read because I've already done some writing, and the last time I needed to remind myself what we did. So the last video that I did for you, which if you haven't seen it, if you don't remember it, go back and look at it again, we talked about intro options. And so I started my paper, I added 2 or 3 more sentences to what I already had to strengthen that introduction. So I came up with, have you ever found yourself dreaming? And if you're going to start with a question, you need to make it a creative question, not have you ever thought about eating some candy? So have you ever found yourself dreaming about your favorite milk chocolate candy? Does your mouth water? Does your mouth begin to water as your thoughts drift to that fabulous first bite? Okay, so does your mouth begin to water? So I had 2 questions stacked on top of each other. So 2 questions are better than just 1 question when you're starting out your introduction. Then I said, there is nothing that makes, and I wanted to make sure I continued that writing, there is nothing that makes me happier than a handful of peanut M&Ms. I'm going to keep that. I like that. I am sure I'm not alone. Millions of these delectable bites are consumed by M&M lovers every day. Okay, so I feel like that's a pretty strong introduction. What I didn't like this morning when I looked at this is this to start with. Okay, that's just kind of a real simple transition. So I want to look at my wall up there, and I'm going to come up with a different one that's a little bit more creative. The ones that are up above the smartboard are probably your more creative ones that you can use, or some of the more creative. Some of you can go way out there on that. So I'm going to start here. Instead of saying to start with, I'm going to say basically, comma, because this is a complex sentence where I need a phrase or a word, a hook, a transition there. Basically, comma, peanut M&Ms have the perfect combination. So see how that's so much better than just to start with? These sweet and savory morsels have an irresistible crunchy shell on the outside that is sweet as pure sugar when it hits my tongue. I'm rereading. Make sure you're reading. As I bite, I like that transition. The other thing I'm looking for as I'm rereading is making sure, does this sentence connect to this sentence, connect to this sentence? We don't want to throw something in there without making sure it connects. So basically, peanut M&Ms have the perfect combination. These sweet and savory morsels have an irresistible crunchy shell on the outside that is sweet as pure sugar when it hits my tongue. As I bite into it, the savory peanut it mixes. Oh, see, savory peanut. I connected it into chocolatey goodness that is hard to match. Okay, so that's some interesting phrasing. Every holiday, another transition. So I've got I talked about that savory sweet. Now I'm moving into some other thought, so I need to make sure I transition. Every holiday, the M&M factory makes colorful selections to match the season. And then I remember putting this. At Easter time, I see pastel pink, blue, and yellow options. Valentine's Day has red, pink, and white, of course. But my favorite is Christmas time. I love to put a bowl of red and green ones on my counter for my guests to enjoy. Now, I could probably just go on into this, but it would also might be helpful to have one more sentence to wrap up this first paragraph. And my main idea about this first paragraph was peanut M&Ms have the perfect combination. So I'm going to pause this and think about something that I could write there. All right, so what I wrote was clearly, I used one of my words from the wall up there. Clearly, this combination is the best. So I wrapped up this first paragraph. Now, another reason, that's another transition that is not good. So I'm going to read it, but I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to put a transition in there that's better. Another reason Penny and M&Ms are number one in my book is they never disappoint me. All right, I'm going to look at the wall. Besides that, I could say, so besides that, peanut M&Ms are number one in my book because, so if I'm going to use this, besides that, comma, peanut M&Ms are number one in my book, I've got to look at the whole sentence, make sure if I change one thing, you've got to make sure if you change one thing, the whole sentence has to make sense. Besides that, peanut M&Ms are number one in my book is they never disappoint me. That makes it not work. So I've got to fix this. Besides that, peanut M&Ms are number one in my book because they never disappoint me. There's a cause and effect. They are the perfect snack to eat in the car while on a long road trip. My husband and I like to share the king-size bed, so I've written 2 sentences about the perfect snack. The best thing ever on a stress-filled day is a bag of peanut M&Ms. And instead of underlining ever, I think I'm going to do ever in capital letters. So that emphasis there. Filled as a bag of peanut M&Ms. These tiny oval drops, I didn't say tiny morsels. I changed it, but I'm still kind of saying the same thing. These tiny oval drops are like a bit of heaven sitting on my tongue. There's my comparison. To top it off, okay, I like that transition. I'm not going to change that. Drinking a fizzy Diet Coke while crunching on peanut M&Ms will make all that stress fall away. All right, and then I'm in my conclusion sentence here, or my conclusion paragraph. I kind of like this. Crispy, crunchy, chocolatey peanut M&Ms are sure to put a smile on my face. What little morsel of goodness does that for you? Okay, and I might, if I wanted to, I could add another sentence in, but I think that just like wraps it up, ties it up together. For your conclusions, make sure you go to that page in your binder here called, that's a good one. We need to tab that one. Wrap it up, wherever it is. Great ways to wrap up your writing. If you don't have that one tabbed, I don't have it tabbed, so I need to tab it. I hope I've convinced you about the importance of, mark this one out. Go to that page if you haven't. Pause and go to that page. Mark this one out. I don't like that. Now you can see why that one's okay. My life will never be the same because that's okay. I hope next time you'll stop to remember that one's okay, depending on what. And remember, you pick one that fits what you're writing. Let's work together to make sure the world would be a different place if I learned the valuable lesson that from now on, I hope you agree with me that peanut M&Ms are the best. One thing I know for certain is, the truth is, we'd all be better off. I wish every kid could. So you see, it's a good idea too. The main thing is, I'd like to sum up my thoughts by saying, I want you to take that one out. I don't want you to use that one. Okay, so the first one and the last one, take those out. All of these are good. Okay, y'all have a great time. Go into your writing now and do just like I did. Read, think, write, read, think, write. Read it several times. Work on an introduction. If you don't have good introduction, keep crafting till you get one that you like. Work on your conclusions, but primarily go in and make sure all of those sentences connect with good transitions and they all are supporting your main idea, your topic. All right, have a great day writing, and I'll see you at small group for revising and editing.